Okay. Are we alive? It's back. Alright. Hopefully that continues to work. My phone's giving me all kind of temperature warnings, which happens all the time when I'm inside a place without good air circulation. So hopefully it doesn't overheat and die. If the stream dies, then I'll probably just call that a night, unfortunately. Because I'll have to like turn off the phone, let it cool down, reboot the phone. I'd be off for like 10 minutes waiting for everything to cool down and everything. So if the stream turns off, that's good night. Like really turns off, then that's good night. Right now this screen is turned off and I'm reading off of this. So I'm just gonna finish eating, then kind of start saying good night to everyone. New phone tomorrow? I really need to get a new phone. I'll look at it. Like, Wisco Mike, I need to get a new phone pretty soon. Like, this is getting pretty annoying, the current problems we're having with it, the constant overheating, the battery depleting stuff, is annoying. And I think a newer phone would help a lot with those problems. Zane, you finished studying, asked Dad if we could pick you up for a bit because we were about to go to the Dollar General, but he said no. What? Your dad said no? I understand that. Random 23-year-old hitchhiker from Canada. Parents, you know, I get it. That's okay. Have you shown your trend on stream before? Yeah, just a couple times. Like early on in the trip, there's probably some highlighted VODs of that in my videos. But I'll have to do a 10 stream at some point, show off all my gear again, now that we've got a bit higher viewer list. If you are curious, it's I'm Armored Tungsten 1P. It's a one-man tent. I do have a gear list down below in my info panel, like an Amazon gear list thing. They did change the color a little bit on the new model. It's the same features on the tent, but mine's like all that neutral green color. On the updated version, the flap on the vestibule on the fly is like a brighter kind of yellowish color, like a yellow-green, and that's bright. I like my tent because of how neutral it's colored. It's hard to find neutral colored tents. Feels bad, man? Yeah, I know, Zane. Yeah. I have a feeling when I get a new phone, I'm gonna like be giddy like a kid. It's gonna run the stream so much better. Hello, Blazing Tiny. I'm guessing that's how you're supposed to say your name. Do you have a bed/pad? I have a one-man tent, a sleeping pad, if that's what you mean, and a sleeping bag. Yeah. I've been keeping an eye out for good deals on decent phones as well. I should have there was a good deal on Samsung Galaxy S8s before I left Canada. It was like $450 Canadian for an S8, which is like something US, like $375 US or something like that, which is a really good deal, I think. I should have just bit the bullet. My thought behind that was I wasn't sure how the stream was going to go, and if I didn't enjoy live streaming, I didn't want to invest in something I didn't necessarily need. But now, in hindsight, I wish I just bought it then, because now I'm looking at much more expensive. There's no good deals right now that I've seen. In the military, I had a thin pad to roll up and sleep on. Yeah, sleeping pad. Yeah. So mine's an inflatable. It's actually the nicest pad I've ever had. I got it given to me for free because I worked in the outdoor industry selling this type of stuff, and Exped just gave me a sleeping pad. It's actually an Exped down mat, so it's an insulated pad, but it still packs down so crazy small because I don't really need a very insulated pad. You still want some insulation to keep you insulated from the ground, but it's like a winter level of insulation, but it packs down so small and it's very lightweight, so it doesn't really matter. So it's again in my gear list below. It's an Exped down mat 5. It's really comfortable. Like I've slept most of the time I've spent on my trips. Like I had an inflatable for a part of it, then I punctured it because I'm hard on my gear. Then I just used the closed cell foam, like a cheap rolled up closed cell foam pad. I don't mind sleeping on hard ground. I actually have a pretty luxurious setup right now. Yeah, I remember how to say your name, Blazin' Tiny. I did it. Are you proud of me? See ya, Zane. Yeah, we're camping tonight. I spent the last 2 nights being hosted by Fupa Lord, one of our viewers, but now I'm back on the road. I'm back to my own means, so we're camping. I'm in Kansas state now. I'm in Ottawa, Kansas. Hold up, if Zane is going out, will he meet up? He already asked if we could, but it's not gonna work out, which is fine. Ladies being nosy? Where? People are very curious about what's going on when I have this set up. It makes sense. I look weird here. Like, this thing is 1.5 to 2 feet off the table, so I'm like partially looking up at it. Like, it's pretty much like a pole with a camera and a fuzzy camera staring at me. So people are curious. Getting farther from you? You were northwestern Iowa, right, Blazin' Tiny? I'll be looping back around up. Right now we're going like straight south through like Oklahoma, Texas and stuff. But I'll be coming back up north. But now we might have a place to stay in Wichita, potentially. ICT represent, or was that it? I think something like that. Thank you. Tomorrow, Wichita. Can't believe I remember. I can't believe I remember either. I have a bad memory. Is there cream in these? Sorry. One sec. Are you highly selective about where you camp? No, I'm not. I go somewhere that's just tucked away enough that, in my opinion, people won't stumble upon it during nighttime. I set up my tent after dark, hopefully when people aren't out and about, and then I take it down at first light in the morning, before hopefully people are out and about again. And then I leave. By the time I leave, no one should know I was ever there. I don't have a campfire. I don't put down, I don't leave any litter. I don't cut anything down. So I'm there just for the night, just for the dark parts of the night, and then I leave in the morning. So I'm pretty loose on my campsites. Oh, there is. There is cream inside. I didn't know that. I thought it was just like a donut thing, like a That's interesting. Hello, E-Tool. What am I eating? Taco Bell. I had like some kind of burrito thing, and then these are like cinnamon balls with like cream inside, like imagine the icing on top of like a cinnamon roll or something like that, kind of like that inside. Are those the Cinnabon things? I think so. I think that's what we called them. Okay, looks like it's gonna be in the 90s for the next few days. Well, I better get an early start on the day so I get my traveling in early. 90s sounds hot, although I just have to get used to it. I have to adapt to that temperature. Like, it's gonna be hot in southern United States in May. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna get humid once we get closer to the coast. I have to just deal with that. Everywhere in the south is going to be hot for the next few days, for the most part. I have a feeling everywhere south is going to be hot for the next few months. In fact, I think, based on my opinion of hot, everywhere in the south is going to be hot all year round. I'm Canadian. Hey, Fupa Lord is back in the house. Well, welcome back, Poop Lord. I hope your drive back was nice. That was a lot of time you took out of your day just to take me down to Kansas City and like grab some Kansas City Joes with me and stuff like that. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate everything you did for me over the past, 2 days, 3 days almost. I had a lot of fun in Des Moines, and I hope to be back, or I hope to see you again. I hope you come up to Canada, or when I come up through like what we were talking about, Minneapolis, can hang out again. Had a fun time, so. To the next time. Yeah, no custard though. I'll save that for Wisconsin. Had a good time? Your pleasure? Well, mutually beneficial, as we kind of discussed beforehand. Both of us had a good time, both of us got something out of that interaction, so it's fun. Have extremely hard water, it's nasty. Yeah, Fuba, I was asking about the water here down in Ottawa, just to see if it was better than up in Des Moines, so apparently it's decent around here, so I can refill on tap water. Just don't roll through last week of June, first week of July, only time all summer I'll be busy. Now that you've said that, it's probably going to be the time I end up rolling through there. But I'll try my best, Wisco. Like, Blazing Tiny, like you're in the Northwest, like that's close to other places. If I'm up in the area, like there's a chance we could make something happen. Because I'll be going through Minnesota and stuff like that, which is close by. That'll be in a couple months, month and a half, 2 months, I don't know, some amount of months. So there might be another opportunity, so stay tuned. Yep, Des Moines was awesome. Yeah, people met Halter Top, another viewer. It was great. I really like meeting you guys, so. Even Minneapolis, you can drive there 5 hours. Okay, that's further than I thought it would be. That's a long drive. I'd love to meet you. If you want to drive 5 hours, I'm not going to stop you. But that makes me feel guilty, you know? Someone driving 5 hours out of the way. Just like driving 3 hours one way, 3 hours back, just to get me a little further and to, I don't know, just go for a drive together. Makes me feel guilty. I know he's told me several times that it was fun and that's, you know, he just wanted to do that. But still, deep down inside, I'm like, that's so much. It's very generous. Just very nice. Lieutenant Scroats at Hitch Live. I think what you're doing is awesome. So glad you're sharing it with us. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. That does mean a lot to me, so thank you. You're in confusion. Is Fupa the guy you hung out with 2 days ago in the Jeep? No. Fupa, when the guy in the Jeep dropped me off, like you didn't see that part of the stream because it was nighttime and I already ended it. But the guy in the Jeep dropped me off, and then Fupa, the viewer, came and picked me up. And I stayed at his place. Then I hung out in Des Moines that day, got zombie burger. I was a guest speaker at his work for a little like meeting thing. Then we went for a drink after work with him, Fupa, and another viewer, Halter Top, and then slept there again tonight. And then this morning, or this afternoon, he drove me to Kansas City. If you were watching that stream earlier, that's who Fupa is, the guy that drove me to Kansas City. If it would have been a weekend, you might have done the 4-hour trek to Des Moines. I guess that goes to show you how, you know, how big the states are and how people don't mind driving long distances. Like a 4-hour drive to someone in Europe is a long drive. Like that's a long trek. But here, everyone just seems to be like, just 4 hours, 3 hours, a couple hours, it's fine. You can hook me up with an Uber driver in Minneapolis if you need a ride around the city, then. Thanks, blazing. I'd take an Uber ride. Do I get to throw my thumb out? Does it count as a ride? Oh, he's a streamer. Yeah, for sure. We could do a little collab. Then who's the old man then? What old man? Which old man? I don't remember an old man. Would you ever do a road trip with another person? Yeah, probably in time. Like on this trip, I wouldn't mind having someone who just wants to try hitchhiking with someone that knows kind of what they're doing, like with me. I wouldn't mind going from town to town with someone, like for part of a day. I'm not looking to take on anyone long term on this trip, but I just haven't had anyone that would enjoy the type of traveling I do long term. It's a strange way of traveling, and it's not a comfortable way of traveling at all times. Yeah. Like, a person has to have a certain personality type. Also, I don't deal with drama very well, so if someone gets frustrated and stuff like that, like, I don't deal well with that just because, like, it's irrational to me. If you're in an uncomfortable situation, you can do your best to get out of it, but you're going to be uncomfortable sometimes and you're just going to have to deal with that. And complaining doesn't really help anyone. So I might do a road trip, like a hitchhiking trip with someone else in the future. I'd just be selective about who I'd want to go with on a long trip, because you're kind of stuck with them. And when I'm traveling by myself, I can do what I want when I want to, and there's no one that I have to please. It's just what I want to do. and that gives me 100% freedom. Like with the whole, if someone picks us up and they're going to some interesting place, and I'm like, yeah, let's go, but the other person's like, I really want to go here, the direction we were going to go initially. See, then there's a conflict. When I'm traveling by myself, there's no conflict because it's just me. Hey, Kartoffel Lord. The guy 2 days ago was pretty cool. Richard, the guy that drove me all the way across Nebraska, yeah, he was a pretty cool guy. He could talk. Man, that guy could talk. Go with you, Impact? I only complain about Hitchbot having 2 underscores. Yeah. I might travel with Impact. I'd probably travel with Impact. Blazing Tiny, I am 23 years old. How old are you? Where is it? The restaurant where I am? I don't give up my exact location. I'm in Ottawa, Kansas. What if you ask someone picks you up and you ask to get out but they won't let you? I'll ask them normally. If they don't want me to, then I'll ask them seriously. If they don't want me to, then we're rolling the dice and I'm crashing the car. I'm not going anywhere that I don't want to go. I'd rather roll the dice. That's what you prefer too when it comes to traveling, Sonic Fin? Yeah. It's up to the person, but that's how I like to travel. That's how I always have done it. By myself with just my own decisions. No, but it's actually a serious thing. Like, yeah. Like, Whisker Mike said, unlawful imprisonment. At that point, I don't agree to be in the car with you. You're holding me against my will, essentially, like that. And I'm not going to tolerate that. Blazing Tiny's 30. No, everyone's giving out their age now. Cool. Oh, and anyone curious, like, I don't care about age. Whether you're younger or older, it doesn't really matter to me. When I'm hitchhiking, I meet a variety of people from all different walks of life, all different ages, all different races, all different everything. It doesn't really matter to me. I hitch live, hell yeah, roll the dice, yeah. Consider calling 911 before taking the nuclear option. Like, if someone's taking me somewhere, I don't know how far until they get to the place they want to go, but I don't want to go wherever they're wanting to go. Have you ever been in any sketchy situations hitchhiking? Scariest, sketchiest for me have been people's driving. I can screen for people's personality. I talk to them before I get into, but I can't screen for people's driving capabilities or their recklessness with that driving. And I've been in some scary situations that way. Talk about get a caramel apple empanada if they have any. Half the time they're out. Yeah, I ordered a caramel apple empanada and they were out. So I got these Cinnabon roll things instead. You travel with me, but you have to like laughing. I like laughing. This won't be a problem. Maybe we can do a short little trip later. I want to come back around up north. Sorry, from Germany. There's only McDonald's and a few Burger King. Okay, yeah, it's Taco Bell. What do you think about the people who check their phones when they drive? I have to judge it, like if they just quickly check their phone and choose a song or something like that. Like quite often that's not allowed in many places, but I'm not gonna get out of the car just because someone checks their phone. I'm gonna judge it based off how they're driving while doing a few things on their phone. It's a judgment call. I haven't been with anyone that's been on the phone that I feel like is in extreme danger. Like, of course, it's a lot safer to be paying attention to the road, but I'm not going to ask to get out just because they're on their phone a little bit. Like, I'd prefer they didn't check their phone, though. Like, yeah. For Awful Lord, yeah, I didn't think... Yeah, it's just I don't advertise my location, my exact location, just while I'm live online. But yeah, I get that I wasn't like trying to pry or anything. Just curious, being from Germany and all. Lamar at Hitchlife, aren't you tired? I'm not too bad, but I will be. I finished my food. I will be wrapping things up pretty soon here and going out and setting up my tent. So that'll be ending soon. There are questions, so I'm kind of just chilling here, relaxing before I head out into the wilderness. What happened? Just joined. We kind of hitchhiked from Des Moines, Iowa to Ottawa, Kansas today. 2 rides. It was a good day. The sun went down and that's when I call it. I don't hitchhike at night, so that's what happened today. Do you get home-cooked meals or treats? Sometimes people will give them to me, but I wouldn't have access to it unless someone gave them to me. Like sometimes when people invite me over, I'll have a home-cooked meal with them, or if they have treats, then I'll get some treats. If I recall correctly, you like baking. I liked baked goods, or I like baked goods, so if we do meet up, I wouldn't be opposed to some baking being a part of that. It's not necessary. I won't be upset if there isn't any baking, but I might be happy if there is. Would you hitch a ride on the back of a van? What do you mean the back of it? 2 seats in the front and they're it's like a setup for sleeping and you kind of just chill in the back. I have done that before. On this trip, I really try to keep things legal, and that would include most of the places you have to legally you have to have enough seatbelts for passengers, and if there's no seatbelt back there, then you're really not supposed to. So I try to avoid it, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I do very much prefer to wear a seatbelt though. Meant in, not on. Yeah, I kind of figured. Chat was freaking out about YouTubers Gabe phone usage back in Arizona. I don't remember, but maybe. You remember? I'm impressed. Thank you. Usually my memory's pretty bad, so somehow I remembered. Come on, buddy. What's the point of this trip? To show people what hitchhiking is like from my point of view. There's no complicated anything like that. I've hitchhiked for 4 years through 25 countries, been picked up 750 plus times, and I just wanted to show people what it's like because I don't think people know what it's like. I do it in a certain way. It might be different for someone else who does it in a different way, but this is how I do it, and this is how the experience is for me. So that's the whole purpose of the trip, just to show people. I've always wanted to document or show what hitchhiking's like. I just didn't know how I wanted to do it. And we kind of just stumbled upon the idea of live streaming it, and I think it was a very good decision to try and live stream it. We've had a lot of hardware and technical and network problems, but all things said, it's been pretty good. and I've had a lot of fun. And yeah, like, and it's an adventure. It's yeah, it's my early life kind of adventure stuff. Yeah. Every morning, like when I get out of my tent tomorrow morning, I'll have no idea where I'm gonna end up. I'll have no idea where I'm going. Like I'm heading south towards Wichita. There we go. That's. And I even actually have an offer of a place to stay in Wichita, which is amazing. But I still don't know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. Every day is a complete mystery. Where I'm going to end up, who's going to pick me up, what their story is, where they're from, where they're going, like all that kind of stuff. Complete unknown. And I like it that way. Enjoy seeing me on my adventure. Thank you, Blazing Tiny. I enjoy having you hanging around and chatting. ST represent. Shut up your aviation contacts, Trevor. I bet they know pilots here in Wichita. We're known as the air capital of the world. It's an aircraft town. Oh, I should send Todd a message then. Yeah, I'll send Todd a message. Because I'll also be messaging him in advance. It won't be like me like sitting there waiting for a response. But Todd, yeah, Todd knows places, people all over the states. So that's a good idea. ICT represent. Isn't Boeing based in Wichita? I don't know. Like Bilbo Baggins' quest for Mordor. Bilbo had nothing to do with Mordor. That was Lord of the Rings. Bilbo Baggins' adventure was like the Hobbit, and they went to the Lonely Mountain, which wasn't Mordor. You know? Get your like stories right. Get your Middle Earth facts correct. Still like the old Japanese cook dude. It took me a while to process which person you were talking about, old Japanese cook dude. Because Richard, the guy you're talking about, he's 50, but he's very like youthful and chatty and like upbeat. So I didn't even see him as old, even though he's 50. And I didn't even like. Yes, he's clearly of some like visually he's Japanese or some kind of Asian, but he just has a straight American accent. And then when he said old Japanese cook, I was thinking like a Japanese restaurant cook, and I'm like, I got picked up by like a sushi chef? I don't remember that. It took me a while to process that. But yes, I liked Richard too. Man, that guy could talk. I really like Lord of the Rings. I really like it. Okay, I need to drink more water. I haven't drank that much actual water today. So I think, guys, that's like I'm finished my food. I'm like just finishing up this bottle of water probably, and then I'm gonna head out. So I think at this point I'm gonna turn off. If Impact's there, Impact, if you want to host or raid anyone, feel free. So if you want to look for someone, is Impact still hanging around? I don't see him in chat for the past little bit. Yeah, raid time. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna raid. Let's raid CJ. Alright. Will he even notice? He's a big streamer. We can do that. Say raided once I run command, and then do I have 30 seconds? I still don't know how this stuff works, Impact. Forgive me. But thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream today. I had a lot of fun. It was a really good day of traveling. We made it pretty far. We were in 3 different states today. It was really fun. And I'll be back on tomorrow for more hitchhiking. Maybe some planes. We'll see. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm going to set up my tent in some bushes somewhere and get a really good sleep because I'm tired. Alright. Impact gave me the word. We're rated. Good night, everyone. I love you all.